Good morning, StacyBurke here. I love mornings. They're just a brand new day, fresh, full of opportunities and possibilities and positivities. What is your favorite time of day? Let me know in the comments. Random memories that just get caught up in my head. When I was in elementary school, I don't even know what grade it could have been, but I was in elementary school. Like, I was really young. I don't know, maybe 7 or so. And you could bring records to school and they'd play them because we would have like nap time, or like where you just kind of just relax time where they turn off the lights and they let you just chill. I don't know. I don't know what that was, but not really recess. I think it was during like the hot months in school, and they would let you play records, and some kids would bring Kiss records in or whatever, and they let you play a record or whatever. But at that time I had a lot of 45s that I acquired from my aunts and my uncles and my mother and my grandmother. Like, I don't even know, and I wish I kept them all. But one of them was Chantilly Lace, and I think it was by the Big Bopper or something. And this is like in the 50s. This is like so old, but these are just new albums to me because I they were in my room, and I'm like, okay, I liked them. And so I brought them to school, and it was my turn to have my albums. And I remember like listening, and everyone was listening to it, and I was all excited. But of course, the bullies, one of the guys goes, I'd rather listen to a cow chew crud, or I'd rather listen to a cow chew, is it crud or cud or cud? I don't know, whatever, cow chews. But it just made me feel bad, and I was like sad. You know me nowadays, I'd be all like, I would just tell them off. I'm like, I probably would have said something like, oh, well, you're in luck. That's next week. Or like, I had to listen to your stupid music or whatever. But the problem is, I didn't have a problem with other people's music. But like a lot of people, I got bullied in school. And so these are just memories that come into play. And the today me would never put up with that. And so I think of little comebacks. But I don't know. So for some reason, this just popped in my head. But Chantilly lace and a ponytail hanging down makes a wiggle and a wobble in the way she walked. Oh, girl, that girl got to go round and round. Nothing like a blue-eyed girl makes me walk so funny, makes me spend my money. Send me loose like a long-legged goose. Oh, baby, that's what I like. Another random thought that just comes in my head, a memory, was at the Playboy Mansion. This was when I was married, and everyone was in the dining room. I think we're about ready to have dinner, but it hasn't started yet. Or it might have been a sports event where everyone's in the dining room. And Gene Simmons, the guy from Kiss, the bass player, Gene Simmons, Shannon Tweed, his soon-to-be wife, I don't think they were married yet, with their kids. They're grown at the time because I was already married. This is when my husband would show up at the mansion with me. And of course, I knew Gene because I'd done photo shoots with him and stuff like that. And so we known each other before. And also we did the cribs together and stuff like that. Anyway, when I see him sitting in the dining room with his wife and his kids, Shannon gets up, and then I say hi, and then I think she goes to the restroom or something, and Jane looks up at me and pats down the chair that she just got up from, summing me to go sit next to him. So I go sit next to him, presuming that, just so he doesn't have to yell across the room. And so I go sit next to him, and then we just chat for a while. And my husband is a big fan of Gene Simmons, so he's next to me talking, and he's just so excited that Gene Simmons is there. But what was awkward was when Shannon Tweed came back from the restroom to come sit down to her chair, she saw me, and she had that uncomfortable face, and then she's kind of walked away. And I know that face because being a woman, and most women know that face too, when you're sitting, when a girl is talking to their man and they walk away and then they walk in and see a woman talking to their man, they, especially someone like Gene Simmons, they just assume, oh, okay, he's flirting again. Okay, she's in my seat, you know, and they're used to it. Doesn't mean they like it. It makes them uncomfortable, but they're used to it and they just walk away. And I just felt that uncomfortableness. Like, I know exactly what she was feeling. And I felt so bad because it looked like as soon as she got up, I took her seat and trying to swoop in on Jean, you know, which I'm sure it happens. It happens. And I know that uncomfortable feeling, but I didn't address it because I was hoping I was wrong, but I knew I wasn't wrong. So I think back and I wish I would have said something to her like, look, you know, my husband's right there. He's a fan. I just thought he just wanted to talk to me, not yelling over. Like, you know, I just wish I would have explained the situation but I don't know if she would have admitted it. She'd be like, oh no, I know, everything good. So I don't know if I would have made it worse. So maybe it was best. I just don't like to be that girl because I am not that girl. And I don't like to put other people in uncomfortable situations like that, you know? And I just thought that was kind of rude. And he should have known that not to do that. Like, and I probably should have known not to do that. But I just thought he just wanted to say something and he just didn't want to yell across the room. And so I thought it was going to just be really brief and stuff. And so I didn't expect that. But that is one of the things that I still think back on, and I just felt like, I just feel like this pit in my stomach. You know what I mean? So just little random thoughts. Oh, Gene Simmons loved cookies, by the way. He was a cookie monster. I think a lot of guys have a sweet tooth. Anyway, that's just something that popped in my head just now. Another random thought in my head was when I was moving to this apartment years ago, like 20 years ago. I lived the apartment a few doors down, and then this one became open on, I don't know, the beginning of 2007. And instead of hiring a moving truck and all that kind of stuff or having my friends do it, I had a wagon, and it was only like 3 doors down. And so I would go to the alley, like I would load up all my stuff on a wagon and ride my wagon through the alley and bring it upstairs little by little because I had time to do it, you know, because they were still working on this place and they had stuff to do. I don't know what it is. But I just took my time. And I guess there must have been a neighbor or something noticing this. And they didn't like it. And I remember with my wagon full of stuff, a truck stopped me with his wife, I think. And I think his like teenage son or something. And at first they were just chatting me up. Like I thought, you know, oh, I don't know why they stopped. I forget why they needed to stop, but they're kind of blocking my way. And they're chatting me up. And first I just was friendly with them, talking to them. I didn't know what they were doing. But they kept on like just chatting me up. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to get back to stuff. And they were trying to force me not to go. Like they're blocking my way. And I was started to notice that they were blocking my way. And I'm like, so I forcefully try to get around them. And they forcefully still try to block my way. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what your problem is, but I got to go. And I forcefully just, I don't know how I did it, but I went around them with my wagon. And they were just anti. And later on, it didn't occur to me. Then I'm thinking, I wonder if they think I was stealing or robbing or what? Like, I don't remember the conversation. Like, this is 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. But it just irks me, like, because I get a lot of this. I don't know if some people do or not, but I get a lot of people that doing that, where they'll befriend me, but they're not really befriending me. They're just kind of trying to F with me. Like, I got a lot of stories like that, where I'm like, I don't really catch on really quickly. And I don't really understand too quickly, or I don't say anything because I don't want to be like I'm misreading things. But they were seriously trying to block me, and I got a little scared, but I just forcefully just went around them, and because he kept trying to open his car doors and stuff like that, just trying to block me. I don't know. I just think about that, and it still kind of irks me. Like I want to go back and like I want to go back in that time and ask them, why are you doing this? Do you think I don't belong here? Do you think that, oh, I shouldn't be living here because I'm using a wagon, like I look ghetto? Or do you think I'm robbing the place? Or like what is your reason to block me, to move my stuff over from one place to another? It was just weird. Like I even had this one time when I was even walking down the street, and a group of people were on the sidewalk and they were just moving too slow. So I even walked around by the street area, and I guess the guy didn't like it, so he reached over and grabbed my head, and I pulled away, and he just started squeezing my head because he just was angry that I was going around them. I got a lot of stories like this. When I remember, I'll stick my head in and I'll tell you. This is just random things that are just popping through my head today. Enjoy. So many things pop in my head. Another thing that popped in my head was while I was married, towards the end of the marriage, when I did not know my husband was planning to leave me. It was this big, huge, big plan that everyone knew about but me, including some of my friends that I had, so-called friends. And they knew I was really, like a proactive person. Like I did protests before and stuff. And there was some protests going on. And I usually go to them by myself. And my husband was never into it. But I didn't know that he was planning to leave me. And he had a lot of things to do. And he needed me out of the house, I guess. I didn't find out till this later. Like during this, I'm oblivious, okay? But one of my friend's girlfriends at the time goes, oh, did you hear about that protest that's going on? And I go, yeah. She goes, I'll go with you. I'm really into all that. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she really wanted to go. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't really planning on going. But I'm like, okay, I'll go with the protest with you. So we made like signs and stuff. And, and of course I'm involved in it. I'm okay with it. And I'm like, okay, I'll be with you through this. I've done it by myself before, but I was kind of mainly doing it for her because I thought like she was really involved, and I'm like, I was kind of jazzed. Okay, I'll do it too. I mean, yeah. And so we're doing the protest, we're going through it, and then at the end of it, we go to a diner just to get something to drink and talk about it later. And I go, okay. And she goes, and I think we were going to have someone pick us up or something, or I forget it. I don't think I drove. I think her boyfriend dropped us off or something. I don't know. Because it was weird because we were at the diner and I go, okay, you ready to go? She goes, no, hold on. Something, they're like, they weren't ready yet. I'm like, what? And she goes, oh, we can't get a ride yet. They're, I'm like, what's going on? I didn't know at the time, but my husband was with her boyfriend, and they were, I don't know what they were doing, but they were doing something to involve, like maybe him getting an apartment or him moving stuff out of my apartment or something along those lines. Like, in other words, the coast wasn't clear to bring me back home. And so it's like we're there for a long time, and I really want to get home. I'm done. And I remember even like going by her house because she was, the guy was lived kind of close to us at the time, or I had to drop them off to a friend's house that he was at or something like that. And I remember seeing my husband, and I go, what are you doing? I'm sorry I'm going all over the place, but I'm trying to remember, and I'm getting like timelines mixed up. But I remember her telling me like, oh, we can't go home yet because Roy lost the dog or something. Like he was walking the dog, and the dog, and of course I get upset because we had a dog named Clyde. It was a French bulldog. And so I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, I'm angry, and I see Roy walking away from the house that I just dropped her off at, or we got dropped off at, or something. I'm trying to remember who drove, what's going on. But anyway, and I go, what are you doing? I thought you were with Clyde. He was shocked that I was there. I think that I got home too quickly. Am I making sense? Anyway, she was trying to keep the coast clear, and I didn't know that. This whole protest was a setup just to get me away from home. And she would be talking to them on the phone like, okay, we're still at the protest. Okay. And they're like, keep her busy, keep her busy. And she tried to keep me busy as much as possible. And she made up some story about him losing the dog when really it just upset me more. And so when I saw Roy, I go, where's Clyde? Where's Clyde? And then, of course, Roy got upset with me. We got a big old fight. I didn't know what was going on. I thought she was helping me out. And she was on my side, and I thought her boyfriend was on my side. Little did I know it was all a setup. It was all a setup, and of me just trying to get me out of the house. And then it's like that movie when you see dead people, like everything makes sense now. And that's just a random thing that popped in my head. I don't know if this all made sense, but basically she wanted to go on a protest with me. Just, it was a setup just to keep me out of the house while her and her boyfriend and my husband was plotting against me to move out without telling me. So that's nice. Random thoughts. So yeah, so you're welcome. Even to this day, I think back on things and I'm like, oh, that's what it was all about. Because when you're oblivious, when there's plans being plotted behind your back and you don't know what's going on, you still find out things later. That's another reason why I don't like having roommates. Because when I would have a roommate and they would hang out with, because my husband moved back into the shore, they go out drinking, and I just don't want anyone to know about me. I just want to keep it as private as possible. And like, no one's going to find out unless I tell you. It's through my mouth. I don't like third-party gossip, so to speak. But anyway, I have a lot more stories because a lot more dirt keeps spilling out. I mean, truth always comes out eventually. And also I have things that's been like in the back of my head that, that I just want to spit out little interesting little stories. So if you like these little random thoughts, and because I have these random thoughts and I think, oh, I'll sit down and make a video, and I never do. So I'm just over it. I'm just going to poke my head in and tell you whatever is on my mind. I hope you don't mind. And it's going to be for whoever, and if you identify with it, you do, or whatever. They're just interesting little stories, and I hope you find them interesting as well. So stay tuned at StacyBurke.com for more of my ramblings, okay? To all my Stace-Cadets and all my Burkettes, I hope you have a groovy day. Until next time, peace. I love it when you spend all day cleaning the house and you think you did a good job. And then you put on your glasses. You're like, oh no, oh no, oh no, it's not clean. You see so much. So tip, put on your glasses when you clean the house. Because literally, I will clean the house without my glasses. I'm like, oh, that's good. And then I put on my glasses for something, and I look at the counter. I'm like, what? I just cleaned that. Or not. Just don't wear your glasses, and then everything's groovy. Alexa just told me there's a heat advisory. It's 73 degrees. And look at me, I'm in a sweater. I'm cold. A heat advisory? No. Sorry. Does your Alexa give you false information like this? By the way, I'm really craving cherry pie. Like, it doesn't be a la mode, just warm cherry pie. I don't know why I'm craving it, but warm cherry pie sounds so good right now. But I'm too lazy to leave the house because I've been working a lot at Pumpkin Patch, and so this is my time to upload and stuff on videos and stuff. So I'm doing work at home, so I'm not going to go anywhere. But dang, I want a cherry pie so bad. On my day out watching random TV with Don Knotts, and he was always a favorite of mine. And I don't know if I think I said this on one of my videos, but I'm going to say it again. I forget what movie I was on or what TV show I was on, but I was an extra for TV and movies for a long time. In fact, I might go back to it. I don't know. But Don Knotts was one of the guests. It could have been the new Love Boat or something, because they try to redo the Love Boat. It might have been that. I don't remember. But I had lunch with Don Knotts, and I got to hug him, and I just had to say, like, look, I'm a fan of yours. I love you. You know, when you meet someone, your normal replies to him. I didn't know what else to say but the truth. And I gave him a hug. And that was before cell phones, or I can't prove it, but I know it happened. I got to tell Don Knotts that I loved him, and I appreciated him, and I gave him a hug. And so that makes me feel good. Well, I just found out this pickle juice been in my pantry. I bought it in 2020. So it's only 4 years old, so I think it's good. I already had a shot, and I love it. I don't know why I haven't been drinking this. It makes me feel so much better. If you Google it, it's really good for you and good for digestion. So, I know. People are probably saying, oh, don't drink it. It's been 4 years old. You know what? I'm going to. It tastes very good, and I feel so much better. So, yay for the pickle juice. I'm drinking it because I'm watching this Disneyland live stream, and she had a pickle lemonade, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot I had pickle juice. I'm really into live streams anyway. But anyway, I'll talk more about that later. Pickle juice, yay. 4 years old, so what? It's still good. Something I just found out that's disturbing. People in assisted living homes, when you get to a certain age, you go to assisted living homes, you're not allowed to bring your pets. I don't think that's right. First, it's not fair to the person. That's their companion. And it's not fair for the animal. I don't know about that. I mean, I guess it is a rule, but I think it needs to be broken. I think it's high time we do something about it. I just found out about it, and now it makes sense, because when I visit my grandmother, I don't remember any pets there. I don't think that's right. I think there should be assisted living homes that allow pets or some kind of accommodation. What do you think? That just makes my stomach turn. I'm just mad, angry about that. I'm at my high school reunion, wearing a prom dress, sneakers, because I don't do heels, and my nails are wicked, so I got this little armor thing, which I love. I gotta get more. Got jewelry, got pins on, because my leather jacket, or my fake leather jacket that I wanted to wear, is falling apart, because I don't do leather, I do fake leather, and it's shedding, so I guess I gotta get a new fake leather jacket. But this is, and I was homecoming queen, so I got my tiara on, and I'm a little nervous. Wish me luck. Peace. See myself. I don't think you, oh, there you could see me. Got jewelry like that. Got my little bolero jacket. Got a prom dress. Sneakers. Going to my high school reunion. It's a little warm out here, but this is what I'm wearing. I gotta be comfy. Gotta be comfy, and since I was homecoming queen, I brought my crown. Oh, and I have my little nail jewelry, which I love. I gotta get more of these. Alright, check into you later. Have a groovy day. I just watched an older movie. Oh my God, I have thoughts. I like old movies, don't get me wrong, but this was a movie I never heard about called Kiss Me Stupid. It has Dean Martin, Kim Novak, and it has that guy from My Favorite Martian in it. And it's just so weird, and it's so misogynistic, and so, it's so wrong. It's supposed to be a sweet movie, and And it's kind of like ahead of its time because it had these girls with diamonds in their belly buttons, they're waitresses. And that didn't happen till like, I don't know, the 80s or the 90s when people started putting diamonds in their belly buttons. So it's interesting, but it's cringy. It's so cringy. It's so like misogynistic and so wrong how women are treated. So watch it. And I put the link, I put the video actually on my Patreon at patreon.com/StacyBurke. So I put the video of the movie there on Patreon. Watch it and let me know what you think of it. It's called Kiss Me Stupid and it has Dean Martin in it. I'm like, cringed. Anyway, that's your homework assignment. Have a groovy night. Peace. Hi, Stacy Burke here. Just at home filming and uploading and editing videos. And I'm watching the YouTube channel. This is the Professor Rock, which I really love. He's wearing a Yardbirds t-shirt, which just depresses me because, well, I had the honor to see the Yardbirds in concert. Not too long ago either. It was probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, at the old Don the Beachcombers. It's no longer around. And I was front row, and it was awesome, and I just loved the event, and I had this great table, and I had so much fun, and I bought a t-shirt, and they all signed it. And it was black, of course, and I was wearing black, and I was in my lap, and I was busy talking, and then I got an Uber, and the Uber was there, and it was about ready to leave, so I had to run out, and I thought I had it, but I guess it was on my lap, and I dropped it. And I'm so sad, because all the Yardbirds signed it, and anyway, I just thought I would share that. I want that shirt so bad. Just like my Blondie, when I saw Blondie, I bought this scarf, and it was awesome, and I dropped that. Oh, well. At least I had it for a moment. At least I have my memories for now. I have to admit, I have a glass obsession. I'm addicted to saving glass. If you don't know what I mean, I'm talking about salsa jars, pasta jars, you know, when you buy pickles or anything like that, I used to throw them away. And then I'm like, why am I doing that? That's good stuff. Like when you keep things instead of Tupperware, you know, I love saving glass, even candles. I don't throw them away. I clean them. I take my time, clean them really good. And I reuse them for cookies container, candy containers, giving gifts away, storing leftover food, nuts, hummingbird nectar, whatever. I'm getting more and more, I'm running out of storage space to collect them all. So I don't know, maybe Christmas time will come up and I could, gift wrap, because, it's beautiful glassware. You could put any kind of trinkets in. It's good for gift giving. And it's recyclable, and I don't know. Now it's like an obsession. I cannot throw away glass jars. So I'm accumulating a lot of them. Anybody else have this obsession? I do. I kind of like it. Okay, I've been adding all these things to this video, but the new life hack that I just found out, and it only took me my whole life to figure this out. Okay, if you don't know, if you've seen pictures of the toilet in the back bedroom toilet, it's always black because there's mold that's been there since I rented this apartment. It's always been there. And I just thought, I've been scrubbing it, I've been bleaching it, and it just won't go anywhere. So I'm like, you know what? That's just the way the toilet is. It just has these mold stains. But then I saw this hack, this Instagram hack, where you put a vinegar, and it works. Now, granted, I'm not going to show you because it's still I cleaned it with vinegar, and it's a lot better, but it's still there. But oh my God, it looks so much better. So if you're experiencing like mold in the toilet or anywhere, I guess, I don't know, I just know it's the toilet, um, use vinegar. Like I washed it with vinegar, and I guess you could put it in the toilet bowl. I just don't do that because my cats drink out of the toilet, so I don't want to do that. I just want to clean it, but I guess I could put it in the toilet bowl and just keep the lid closed so they don't drink out of it. But it helps the mold residue. If I would have known this like 20 years ago, like I've been in this apartment like almost 20 years, I would have been doing this. So, life hack, vinegar to get rid of mold residue. How awesome is that? Anyway, toodles. I think this might be the end of the video, but keep watching. If not, StacyBurke.com. Peace.